I'm Giulio Capua, the Vice President and Publisher at Architectural Digest. Well, we've been working with Caesarstone since 2009, and we've seen tremendous growth with their brand since that time. I mean, they were really one of the first, and I think they are the first, to pioneer branding quartz surfaces. We first began working with them, I think it was around the Concetto line, and what's really fascinating is that they've developed so many interesting styles, designs, and really done an amazing job of building a market around the Caesarstone brand, and at the same time helping to brand quartz surfaces as a viable design alternative. Here at Architectural Digest, we have a great partnership with Caesarstone, and we've done so many interesting and innovative things together. Everything from aligning with the design community through our collaboration with DIFA's Dining by Design, to integrating the brand into our Academy Awards green room, where they're exposed to countless celebrities and tons of media impressions, and then also with our program at Art Basel at the AD Oasis, which is where we really threw out a challenge, and the team went above and beyond to create a one-of-a-kind bar experience, which exposed them to not only consumers but members of the design trade, and really showed off the capabilities of Caesarstone and what you can do if you get creative. So one of the really interesting things we did with Caesarstone down at our AD Oasis at Art Basel was develop this program called Coasters for a Cause. So they were able to create these incredibly innovative and interesting coasters, which we sold for charity, which went to Sandy Relief, which obviously had just happened in the tri-state area, and we were down in Art Basel in December. So I think that that was a tremendous way to connect the brand to a viable cause and also show off their ability to innovate, which is certainly something that we found to be tremendous. Well, I don't think a month goes by where you don't find at least one project that features Caesarstone in some application, and I think what's interesting is to see that it's not always just in the kitchen. Sometimes it's in the bath, sometimes it's on an interesting countertop piece, but the application throughout people's homes is becoming more and more prevalent. And certainly in terms of the celebrity world, I believe we saw it in Elton John's home that was recently designed by Martin Lawrence Bullard, and more I think you'll continue to see it popping up where you really need sleek design, want wonderful products and surfaces, and are looking for different applications. We've seen the Caesarstone brand grow tremendously in the past few years. Our first business together was back in 2009 around the Concetto line, but since then I think Caesarstone has become synonymous with really branding quartz surfaces. So if you think quartz surfaces, the first thing you think is Caesarstone, and I think they've accomplished that really by being very aware of all the constituencies that you need to impact in a decision like that. There's certainly consumer awareness that's incredibly important, but developing strong relationships with the design community, with the media, and with other vendors that are a part of that design process, be it kitchen cabinetry folks or appliance folks. I think the team at Caesarstone is very aware of all of those elements and has been very aggressively building their brand in terms of a profile. I think when Caesarstone began to market Concetto, they really saw an opportunity with the AD audience to reach out to the higher-end consumer and also the higher-end designer with a product that's a little bit higher-end and has tremendous design capabilities. I think the things that you can do with Concetto, when you put it in a designer's hand, you never know what's going to turn up, and the creativity and the beauty that can be achieved through that collaboration is something that will really help build the brand awareness amongst the higher-end consumer. Well, whenever I think what differentiates a company from their competitors, I think about really two or three things. I think about the product, I certainly think about the people, and then I think about how they can innovate. And from a product point of view, Caesarstone has been amazing in terms of bringing new surfaces, new styles, and new designs to the market. But none of that would really matter if they didn't have tremendously innovative and creative people. And I think that Sagi has put together a tremendous team in working with Maggie and with Karen. They're always interested in looking at the next big idea. They've figured out the importance of aligning not just with branding against consumers, but other people along the design process who can implement and impact growth for their business. So I think about how important their designer relationships are. I think about how important their relationships with the media are. I think about how important their relationships with other vendors, such as appliance manufacturers and cabinetry manufacturers are. And the team at Caesarstone really gets that. They're always open for interesting and innovative ideas. They constantly challenge us to bring them the next big idea. And as a result of that, I think you've seen their brand shoot to the top in terms of awareness and in terms of really defining quartz surfaces. So if you think quartz surfaces, you think Caesarstone.